Hey, what's up, everyone? So, March 9th is Miku Day. And pretty much, how do I celebrate Miku Day? Well, I pretty much went to an older review that I did back in, I think, 2011 or so. And this one I wrote about Supercell featuring Hatsune Miku's The World Is Mine. Uh, I remember back then that I received the CD from, I'm not sure if it was through which company, but it was this was all many months prior to the Los Angeles performance. Uh, I was involved in promoting it uh, through Neo Tokyo 2099, and pretty much uh, doing what we could to get the word out about this concert coming up, because at the time, you know, Hatsune Miku was really growing and starting to grow in popularity. You would see people starting to cosplay as her. You would see people who were familiar with the Figma and Nindoroids starting to become interested as well. And of course, there were the Japanese Sony PSP games as well. And for me, um, it's kind of interesting because I think back then, um, I don't know if I knew the scope of how big Vocaloid would be, but I knew that Hatsune Miku um, was a very fascinating character. I wasn't sure, not just the character, but also the technology behind behind the voices for the Vocaloids. Um, and throughout the years, I would eventually start to see how popular, thanks to the various Vocaloid characters there were, and people cosplaying, and people really getting into the music. It's a whole different style of music um, that was really foreign to me, because even though I reviewed a lot of Japanese music, and I have done Japanese, uh, I guess you could say virtual idols. They had one back, geez, I think it was early 2000 or 99 or something like that. It was Japan was always, um, you know, doing something in terms of virtual idol or virtual something virtual. There was always experimentation from different companies throughout the years, uh, and of course, utilizing the technology of its time. And for me, I think what was very interesting is that uh, with Japan, you start to see how I guess you could say how popular Vocaloid started to become, because it became part of Japanese pop culture. Many promotions, many campaign promotions, not just for the music, but just, my gosh, just so many properties that she's been featured on. And I just remembered when the Toyota commercial came uh, in 2011, and it was the U.S., and it was again first people's first foray into Hatsune Miku, and Toyota was on board with having her as featured, and it was just really interesting. It was just something that I was pretty surprised. It was pretty I'm really gonna say not shocking, but it was just surprised, because usually you don't see this huge push in the U.S., but they were definitely trying to push this concert. In fact, when I look at my review um, back in 2011, I wrote, Hatsune Miku is possibly the biggest virtual idol to come from Japan. I should put most popular if I had to change that. But with recent commercials for Toyota showcasing the long blue haired character and a recent announcement of a concert in July in Los Angeles, people in America have been wondering who Hatsune Miku is. Hatsune Miku actually is one of the characters or mascots of the singing synthesizer application known as Vocaloid, developed by Crypton Future Media using Yamaha Corporation's Vocaloid technology. And then those who had the software started making their own songs using Hatsune Miku. And then came the figurines, video games, and sure enough, Hatsune Miku and had music soundtracks. And when it came to the music utilizing the Vocaloid software and Hatsune Miku character, the Japanese group Supercell is best known to utilize it. The group Supercell consists of 11 members, 10 that are illustrators and support. These members work on the vivid illustrations, animation, design, and photography for albums, booklets, CD cases, and music videos. And Ryo, who creates the music and lyrics for the group, was born in 2007. Well, the group was born in 2007 and were the first to utilize the Japanese video sharing site Nico Nico Douga to promote their music, and were signed by Sony in March 2009. The group has released 2 albums, 3 CD singles, the first album selling more than 150,000 copies, and the group has performed at concerts with Hatsune Miku on stage via 3D hologram. And now the group has released their first single in the US, courtesy of Sony Music Direct Japan, titled The World Is Mine, featuring Hatsune Miku, which is available on Amazon.com and iTunes, and it is a song that can be heard on the Toyota USA commercial featuring Hatsune Miku. As for the music, while the music of Hatsune Miku and music using the Vocaloid is popular among many fans worldwide, it's a style that may or may not appeal to people. Because the software uses the Vocaloid software, the software enables users to synthesize singing by typing in the lyrics and melody. And the software uses technologies with specially recorded Vocaloids of voice actors or singers. So it may be an acquired taste for some people. For me, the whole concept of virtual idols and also the Vocaloid software has been quite intriguing for me, and I have followed it for years now, and I have to admit that I'm also interested in Hatsune Miku and how the character has been marketed, especially through video games, Figma figures, and Nendoroids. So it makes me quite biased. So rather than tell the people if it's worth listening or not, I'll let you decide. So let's go ahead and check out The World Is Mine, Ryo, Supercell. This is back in 2011.
「
Wow, the song is so iconic. I mean, really, even today, I mean, this song doesn't get old. It's pretty cool. And one thing that always, I always zero in on, and because it still catches my attention today, are just the lyrics and the when she does her scream. And I don't think I've ever, even till now, I don't think I've heard any Vocaloid related songs have that scream like she does. It's just really cool, and I don't know. And here we are with Happy Miku Day on March 9th, and all I could say is that it's been great to have this music continue on and on. And one thing that I wondered back then was whether or not the popularity and the longevity of Hatsune Miku would continue, because in Japan, uh, aside from legendary bands and musicians, you know, things popularity usually changes quickly. Interest in Japanese music changes quickly. You could have a good decade full of rock, and next thing you know, it becomes dominated by dance music, or pop music, and then now the interests of music is just so varied, that here we are, 2025, and not only do you have multiple Vocaloid, but you also have other companies doing similar technology. But you also have the popularity of VTubers, especially those who have songs. And as for the Vocaloid, for this property, we have seen the Vocaloid technology now, lead to other opportunities, especially with the Project Sakai, and with other bands. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And that's one of the beauties of this technology, is that depending on how creative one is, they can really take this even further with their music, different types, different styles of music. And that's one of the things I think that I feel that keeps Vocaloid music still relevant, is because it can be used in various genres. And also because, unlike other unlike artists in real life, um, usually usually for some artists, they get married, they have a family, and then, of course, everyone grows older gracefully, and some not so gracefully. But the thing is that time is something you just never can tell when it comes to a music performer. But one thing with a Vocaloid, with virtual, even with VTubers and so forth, the characters are ageless. And the thing is that the characters, with new with different types of illustrators and so forth, and just the technology, and the sky is the limit. Really, the potential is there, and already they've proven that that Hatsune Miku and also the others with Vocaloid technology, it may have evolved to something different, to something bigger. But the thing is that she'll definitely live on, um, for generations to come. So I think, if anything, as long as uh, that Crypton is still around, I think Crypton Future Media, that is, and Yamaha Corporation's support into the technology. I think, again, there's just so many positive things that that are still happening in the scene. Yes, there are people who grew up in different eras of Vocaloid technology, and some people may be vocal of which is better or not. But my feeling is that the music is timeless, you could listen to Vocaloid music from 2000, 2010, 2011, and it could still sound as fresh as new, that as it like it hasn't aged. It's just something that really sticks out, and I think it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so everyone, if you are a Vocaloid fan, especially a Hatsune Miku fan, happy Miku Day, and I will talk to you later. Wink, wink, and uh, see you later, everyone. Bye bye.